I'm coming up.
I can't see any.
I'm falling back. Got the ring. They flanking us. This area.
For me. I'm going for the gun.
Alright, I didn't think I'd make a build for this, but your comments and me playing it has compelled me to. I made a community poll asking you which build I should make. It was between an all-red Heartbreaker with a chameleon or the Bighorn 100% Hasbro 100% pulse resistance build. I guess I'm going to have to go with the masses and do the Heartbreaker, but we're going to need to put that on hold because this right here is just too good. Amazing crit, amazing damage, decent armor, and super fun to play. If you like burst damage builds where you can just move forward like an unstoppable force, then this is for you. Now real quick, before we get into the build, if you get value out of my videos, then I'd appreciate a like and subscribe. It really helps me out. Okay, let's dive in. There's a lot that's happened lately with everything surrounding Heartbreaker since this patch was released. Its counter and whatever comes with that, because something has happened that very seldom does in the division. Every meta dominates, right? 3.11.7, Berserk Clutch. You clearly know what the meta is and that it's obviously powerful. But what's happening now is that the meta has become almost completely irrelevant in PvP. Heartbreaker stands no chance against its counter, which always includes a 3-piece yawl. I was in the dark zone yesterday and almost nobody was using Heartbreaker. And this is what I was talking about in my other video. Check out what I said. And with all the buzz surrounding pulse resistance, people being immune to it, Flatline is going to start becoming less and less effective in PvP. I've made a lot of videos on that issue alone and already made 3 builds with 100% pulse resistance. Not to mention everyone else with their very own setups. Sooner or later, people are going to wise up and realize that Heartbreaker in PvP is not it. And this can actually provide a segue for those who normally wouldn't like to go into DZ to go into DZ, because now everybody is using pulse. But in regards to Heartbreaker in PvP, there's too much of a hard counter to it. So what's going to eventually end up happening is players fighting against each other with 100% pulse resistance using Flatline. And guess what? None of them will be gaining any extra damage. So let's eclipse that. How about 100% pulse resistance with another talent like this one, so you'll be doing that extra damage. Now, with that in mind, there are so many other builds to use. And now that the meta is no longer Heartbreaker, there's a build that I'm working on, which is very hard to put together. And I'm struggling to, but I need it for all of the chaos that's going on in PvP right now. It'll be my next video to come out and it's off the chain, so stay tuned. And this build right here is obviously super viable in PvE, but I haven't tried it in PvP yet. I'm thinking it'll do work because it seems like raw damage, amongst other things, is also a counter to the counter of Heartbreaker. But for the moment, I'll be telling you about this build in relation to PvE. It's an SMG build with possibly the highest burst damage in the game because of 1, the weapon variant, and 2, its talent, Measured, which increases rate of fire for the first half of the magazine while decreasing damage, and does the total opposite for the other half. Now with SMGs, you want to have that burst damage because it's an up-close, in-your-face weapon for the purposes of disposing enemies quickly. So why not use a talent which caters to that most? I have the Scorpio for my secondary, and that's mainly because this build has a lot of crit, and crit on shotguns are amazing, especially with the Scorpio and the fact that it has all of those status effects that come with it. One of the main sources of that crit is Coyote's mask. Never has this mask been or will be irrelevant. There's too many advantages it offers. and the crit stacks. So if multiple players on your team are wearing it, you gain all of those bonuses. Now if you thought Intimidate has become obsolete, you're wrong. With this playstyle, my 35% weapon damage will be there 90% of the time. I'm sorry to interrupt, but YouTube notifications are terrible, so I had to take matters into my own hands and let you know what I got going on. I came here from my second channel, Identity Games, and would love it if you could support me there as well. A total different vibe you'll get, and the best thing is that you don't even have to leave this video. Just click this link and subscribe, but make sure that afterwards, you come see me over there. Identity Games is a game dev channel where I'm developing my own project, an open world RPG looter shooter. Check it out and let me know what you think of it. This chest piece is Sokolov with crit chance and damage. That's how you want all the attributes, by the way. And honestly, they've made the Intimidate talent even more accessible with certain other talents. One in particular on the backpack I have with Bloodsucker. Another Sokolov, and all you need are 2 pieces of that brand for the SMG and crit damage. Now with Intimidate, all you need is bonus armor. And each second you have it will grant you damage stacks up to 7, each equaling 5%. With Bloodsucker, killing an enemy adds 10% bonus armor for 10 seconds. That's plenty of time for you to take advantage of all of these bonuses. You'll be killing so fast, that bonus armor will fill up your entire armor bar. It's insane. I have a Walker Harrison Company holster rolled to armor for some more survivability, and with that, along with the Grupo gloves, gives me 1.1 million armor. And you need these gloves because these are the only ones that grant 15% crit hit damage for the first brand piece. And to top it off, I got Fox's Prayer knee pads with crit hit damage also, because I have damage to targets out of cover rolled on the Vector SBR as well, giving me a grand total of 18%. And if someone decides to run Demolitionists on my team, then it'll be 23%. But man, look at these stats. Over 200% crit hit damage, and that's when a Coyote's mask buff kicks in, which is all the time. That all red heartbreaker I was telling you about, now that I think of it, this hits harder. I was actually using that heartbreaker with the Chameleon on stream the other day, and I tell you that it doesn't hit harder than this. So maybe I'll upload the Bighorn build instead. Let me know what you think of this down in the comments, and check out my latest devlog over at Identity Games, fam. I'll see you in the next one. Be right out.